Hi everybody, Ellen here. Today I come to you guys with my July book haul. And from the beginning it was supposed to be 4 books. And then Jamie got here and we bought a shitload more. So now I think it's more around maybe 20. Shit got out of hand. But I'm gonna haul some books to you guys today, and I'm happy to say that I've read at least 5 of these books. So, I mean, it's only 15 new to my TBR. So I'm thinking maybe we should start with the best one of all, and that is Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows by J.K. Rowling. I got this one as a present from Jamie and her husband, and this is so beautiful. Can you see that? And she's like, you know, J.K. Rowling's penmanship right there. And the great thing about this, besides the fact that it has like golden edges, you can't really see that in this lighting, but that is the fact that this is a first edition. Do you guys understand how cool that is? That she found this in little itsy bitsy Sweden. But this is a first edition, and that's really cool, and this is like the most precious thing I own, I feel like. Can you see that? Yeah. So, I mean, I need to find a beautiful, gorgeous place for this book among all of my 5,000 Harry Potter books. But this is honestly like the best present ever, and I love it. So, thank you, Jamie, you're the best. And then I'm going to haul some really big books, because apparently I'm scared of reading big books because it takes such a long time. But apparently I'm starting to buy them now anyways, so, you know, might die in a book avalanche. But yeah, let's get to it. So the first book is Malice by John Gwynne. This is actually his debut book. I really do love this cover though. It makes me think a little bit of House Stark from Game of Thrones with a wolf up top. But this is a big book, and I don't really know what it's about more than the fact that it is war, there's giants, and then they fight some more. So it's supposed to be kind of bloody, I suppose, but it sounds really cool. I read 12 pages in it while me and Jamie was waiting for the movie to start at the cinema, but I will definitely pick this one up soon because I read 12 pages and there was already giants in it. How cool is that? We need more books with giants, so I'll definitely get back to this one eventually, at least. And then we have A Torch Against the Night by Savat here. These are the new covers. I don't really know what to think about these. I think that the old covers weren't very good. They weren't horrible, but weren't very good. But I don't know if I like these ones more or not. Maybe a little bit more, but still not in love with them. But let me know down in the comments which covers you prefer. But this is book 2 in this series, A Number in the Ashes. And in the first book we meet Laia and Elias. Elia's brother was actually taken into custody because they think he has committed treason, and Laia wants to get him out of prison. But to be able to do that, she must, you know, combine forces with Elias, who's actually kind of one of the guards, so to speak, and they have to work together. So I really love the first book. This one I've actually read now too, and it was just as good as the first one. I think we should just get to it and talk about the elephant in the room, and that is the fact that out of the 20 books I have in here, a shitload of the books are Brandon Sanderson. So I mean, at least Jamie's proud of me now because she loves him. But you know, I think we're just gonna start hauling Brandon Sanderson books and then get to the other books I have, because there's a shitload. Because out of the 20 books I'm hauling, 8 of them are Brandon Sanderson, so you know. It got a little bit out of hand, but I'm really pumped to read these, so we'll just get through it. Even though I haven't even started this series yet, I bought book 2 in the series. So this is Words of Radiance Part 1 and Words of Radiance Part 2. And I mean, his covers are like the most gorgeous covers that ever walked the earth. Technically books don't walk, but existed on earth then. So I love the covers, and I need to read the series, and I'm so pumped because I do own Part 1 and Part 2 of the first book, and I want to read it, but maybe that's for August. But these, I'm not going to tell you what they're about because there's a book 2, and I'm really bad at describing Brandon Sanderson's books anyways. But usually there's magic, there's war, there's some rude dude in charge they're trying to get rid of. That pretty much sums up all of his books, I feel like, so good enough. And then we have Elantris by Brandon Sanderson. This was actually his debut book, if I'm not wrong, and this is like the most gorgeous cover he has because I love the green. But in this one it is actually there's magic, but magic has kind of failed or whatever, and Elantris, the city, is starting to rot. And that means that the city's inhabitants are getting powerless. And in the new capital called K, which is close to Elantris, a princess arrives, and she's supposed to marry this dude, but when she gets there, it turns out that he is dead. So there's pretty much people trying to fight for the freedom and stuff like that. So I'm really looking forward to reading this one. I've heard great things about it, even though it was his debut book. But I really like the fact that, you know, magic disappears. It's definitely a plot that I like. Books in the same series, because that's how I roll. And that is The Shattered Lens and The Dark Talent by Brandon Sanderson. And this is book 4 and book 5 in Alcatraz vs. the Evil Librarians. I've already read both of these books, freaking loved them, and this book ruined me. But I mean, these covers are very different from his others, but they're kind of cute. So in the first book we meet Alcatraz, and he's 13 years old. He has been living with different foster parents like each and every day pretty much, and on his 13th birthday he actually gets this bag of sand that is supposed to be his inheritance from his parents. And he's like, what? But then this sand gets stolen. His grandpa knocks on the door and, you know, says it's his grandpa, and he's like, who the hell are you? And then shit goes down. And also, did I forget to mention that people in these books have talents, meaning they're really, really weird and awesome and hilarious. And I love this series so much. I read the first 5 books. The 6th, and I think it's the last one, is supposed to come out in December, and I cannot wait for it. This is a middle grade series, obviously, but it's amazing and I need more. And then we have Warbreaker by Brandon Sanderson, because we're in that shit. But this is supposed to be about 2 sisters, and they're princesses, I believe, and one of them has to marry a lesser god who happens to be immortal, and he has to try to undo the mistakes that this god has done hundreds of years ago. And that's pretty much all I know about it, but I do know that Jamie read this a while back, not that long ago, and she loved it because it's Brandon Sanderson. Apparently there's supposed to be a talking sword in this book, and we all know how much I love that in Magnus Chase. So, I mean, how could it go wrong, really? I have 2 more books from Brandon Sanderson, and we have a shitload of other books. But we have these gorgeous babies. So we have The Bands of Mourning and The Alloy of Law. These also connects to the Mistborn trilogy, but these are like a couple of 100 years later, I believe. So this is technically book 4 or book 1, however you want to see it, and this is book 6. I'm missing the 5th book, which is supposed to be in here, but that is Shadow of Self, I think it's called. But these were the ones I found when we were at the bookstore with JB, so I, you know, bought them. I am currently making my way through the first book, because why not buy the entire series before you're done with the first book. But this one, it's kind of, there's this dark lord ruling the city, and he's kind of evil, and then there's people that has kind of uses magic or elemency, and they use metal, inhale metal pretty much, to use different powers, and they're so freaking cool, and they're going to try to take down the Dark Lord, and you know, shit is supposed to go down. So I really like it so far. I'm about 107 pages into it, but I'm really liking it, and hopefully I will be able to get to these books too. Now we're officially done with Brandon Sanderson, and now we're gonna get into some other books. So we have Harper and the Chamber of Secrets by J.K. Rowling. We just need to appreciate the gorgeousness. So this is the 20th edition of Chamber of Secrets, obviously, and you can get it in your own house color, either in paperback or in hardcover. And since they're supposed to release all of the house covers for each and every book of the entire series, you can't buy them all if you're not crazy, and apparently I'm not that crazy, so I only bought the Ravenclaw edition since I'm a Ravenclaw. But this is gorgeous, and look at the edges, and then the back, and it's just so pretty, and it's just so blue, although black there. So this will look great next to my 20th edition of the Philosopher's Stone. And then we have Thunderhead by Neil Shusterman. This is book 2 in the series called Arc of Scythe, I think it's called. I read the first book in the series a couple of months ago. Really liked it. It's really different because in this world people cannot die. They cannot die of age or disease or, you know, falling from a building. So there's these people called Scythe, and they have to glean people for them to be able to die. And in the first book there's two students or apprentices. They're supposed to learn how to become a scythe, but only one of them can win. So this is the continuation. I've heard great things about this book and that people actually prefer the second book, so hopefully I will too. And then I have a review book, and that is Demonviskaren by Lovisa Wistrand. This is book 2. I think this series is called Drakviskaren, but I'm not sure. But in the first one we meet Iselda, and her people are getting killed off. Everybody freaking dies, and she falls for this guy that's not really good, and the question is, can she, you know, win over him pretty much. So this is book 2. I mean, the cover definitely looks kind of cool because there's dragons, and how can that ever go wrong? And the dragon was actually my favorite character in the first book, so, you know, hopefully this will be good as well. And now we come to one of my most anticipated releases of this year, and that is My Plain Jane by Jodie Ashton. That's not right. By Brody Ashton, Jodie Meadows, and Cynthia Hand. And I just love their covers so much. They're so beautiful. So this is supposed to be a retelling of Jane Eyre, but there's supposed to be ghosts and ghost hunters, so it's like Ghostbusters but in Jane Eyre's time. I love Jane Eyre. Ghosts are cool, even though I have not read a lot of books about them, but you know, sometimes gotta be the first. So I loved My Lady Jane, which is the first book in this kind of series, even though they're standalones, and I need to read this, so Jamie, you better go buy it so we can start reading it sometime. The Warrior Heir by Cinda Williams-Chima. I've been wanting to pick up one of her books for a really long time, but I haven't really known where to start, which is why we have internet, so you can Google that shit. So this is the book you're supposed to start with, if I have read correctly. But this is about this guy named Jack, and for most of his life he's taken this medicine, but one day he actually stops taking them for whatever reason, and he finds out that that medicine has suppressed the magic he has inside of him. So now he has to try to learn to control his powers, because he loses control and he always kills someone. So now he has to learn to control them. So he actually discovers that he's unique and he's one of the warriors. So obviously shit is supposed to go down. And I've heard great things about this author, and I really do want to read her books. So, you know, there's a start. And now we have another book that Jamie made me buy because that's what she does. But that is The Novice by Taryn Matado. Probably butchered that name, sorry. But I mean, look at this cover, and can you guys see this little dragon thingy here? I don't know if you can see that, but it's so cute. I love dragons. So this one also has magic in it for whatever reason. Pretty much all of the books I've hauled today has magic in them, because apparently that's a thing I like. But in this one we meet Fletcher, and he's working as a blacksmith's apprentice, and he actually discovers that he has the rare ability to summon demons. So I mean, that sounds really cool. And the demons come from another world, and he is chased from his village for a crime he did not commit. And Fletcher must travel with his demon Ignatius to an academy for adepts where the gifted are taught the art of summoning. So, I mean, it looks cool, and it has magic and demons in it, so I mean, I know I'm gonna like it, so hopefully I will. Then we have another author I've been wanting to try out for a long time, and that is Robin Hobb, and this book is called The Assassin's Apprentice, and once again I googled to find out where I'm supposed to start. And this one was supposed to be it. George R.R. Martin actually blurbed this book, and he says, in today's crowded fantasy market, Robin Hobb's books are like diamonds in a sea of zircons. Zircons? I don't know. But I love George R.R. Martin's books, so hopefully we like this one as well. So this book is about the kingdom of the six duchies, and that kingdom is on the brink of a civil war. when the news breaks that the crown prince has father bastard son and is shamed into abdication. The child's name is Fitz and he is despised. So Fitz actually gets raised in the stables with all of the other low-born children, and to be able to be useful for the crown he's actually trained into become an assassin. Doesn't everybody love a good assassin book? Like, I mean, I do. He's also to use the traditional magic of his family. But his tutor, allied to another political faction, is determined to discredit, even kill him. Fitz must survive, for he may be destined to save the kingdom. Hello! I want to read this book right away. And this is actually not like very big. It's 392 pages. So I mean, I could read this quickly. I want to read it. Now when I read the synopsis again, I'm sold. I mean, I did a good purchase. So, we have another big book, and this is Tempests and Slaughter, try to say that 5 times fast, by Tamora Pierce. I've never actually read anything by her, but, you know, Jamie wanted to pick up this book, so she made me buy it too. So this is pretty much about Aram Draper, and he's on the way to becoming one of the realm's most powerful mages, and he has to go to the school to learn how to control his abilities and stuff like that. And that's pretty much all I know, and that's pretty much all I need to know, because I love powers. I love like schools, like boarding schools and shit like that. I'm all for that. That's like the best thing I know. So this is very floppy. I love floppy books. So I'm gonna be reading this one soon, hopefully. But this is The Black Prism by Brent Weeks. I've been wanting to pick this book up for a couple of months, but I haven't done it until now because it's huge and that scares the bejesus out of me. But this one is also supposed to be about magical powers. And this book is also supposed to contain magical powers, but there's something about different colors, and the more colors you possess, the more powerful you are, something like that. And that's pretty much all I know, which is what I say about every single book, because I don't know a lot, but you don't really need to know a lot about these books. I feel like you should just go in blind or something. But I'm really looking forward to reading all of these books, actually, all 20 of them, although technically I've read 5, but you know, it's fine. So I feel like I'm losing my voice after that. But if you guys have read any of these books, please let me know down in the comments what you thought about them, and you know, hopefully I will, you know, like them. But if you like this video, please don't forget to give me some thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe to my channel by clicking the little button down below. And yeah, I hope we'll see each other next time. Bye!